Warriors fans, do not expect the team to bring in any more free agents this offseason. Why? We're going to dive into it in our first topic today on Warriors Digest with Randy Silve, the Warriors salary cap. In our second topic, we're then going to look at the free agent market. I know I showed you yesterday and all the free agents. We're going to look at actually what they could potentially make and what the Warriors would be able to offer. And again, unless it's an undrafted rookie, we won't be able to get any of this. We've done a great job this offseason, so now the only thing left is the Lowry marketing trade or another trade to bring in more players. So we're going to dive into all that and more on this episode of Warriors Digest. If you're a part of the subscribe group, like Eric Carthen9350, thank you so much for subscribing. It means so much. XX, Massa Row XX, love the content, subscribing straight from the west coast of Canada. Thank you from Canada. And Van Jones 9195, I'm from the Bahamas and love your channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, y'all. If you want to be part of the 12% subscribe, it means so much. It used to be 14, but we're gaining so many new viewers that the subscribe is going down, which is a good thing, meaning new people are finding Warriors Digest. But subscribe if you're not subscribed so you get notified when these drop daily and you're part of this massive growth of Warriors Digest. Over 3,000 followers in 1 month we've gained. Let's keep it up, y'all. And here's the episode. So we have NBA salary cap. 2024-2025. Warriors, Knicks, Clippers among teams facing hard cap. If you don't know what the hard cap means, it means you cannot go over this number. Cannot go over it. I know there's some basketball junkies here. You know a lot of this information. But again, I have to make sure I can explain stuff for the people who are super knowledgeable all the way down to they don't know. So that way we're all on the same level. So per Bobby Marks, ESPN basketball reporter, the listed teams are hard capped. 178 million.1 first apron. Atlanta, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Golden State, Houston, Clippers, New Orleans, OKC, Sacktown, Toronto, Washington. Second apron hard cap, 108 million. Charlotte, Denver, Indiana, New York. And then you can see how they got hard capped. This is all a part of this new collective bargaining agreement. So let me show you what that means. So again, there's a first apron and a second apron. Right now, our projected salary is $177 million. The first apron is $178 million. Tax threshold is $170 million. So, again, right here, $178 million first apron. We're at $177 million. So we cannot go over the first apron. How do they decide what happens? Depends if you're paying penalties year over year. So if you're in the first apron multiple years, if you're in the second apron multiple years, you do something that takes you over the apron. It's very convoluted stuff, but it basically dictates what you can do in signing players for the future. So just know that we cannot go over the $178 million. We brought in Buddy, sign and trade. We brought in Melton, direct signing. We brought in Waters, a trade. We brought in Kyle Anderson, a sign and trade. And Hield and Anderson were part of the 6-team trade for Klay Thompson to go over to Dallas. Historic. No time in NBA history has 6 teams all traded in the same trade. So we brought in him, and then let me go back a second. This is where we started the offseason. Chris Paul, we waived the $30 million. Klay Thompson was an unrestricted free agent. We brought in GP2. GP2 exercised his contract, so he's back for 1 more year. Looney, we guaranteed his full $8 million. If we'd cut him, we would have saved $5 million. And we let go Lester Quinones. We did not pick up. We're not trying to make him restricted. He's out. Garuba is also a free agent as well. So you can see that where we started, the Chris Paul $30 million was trying to use for the Paul George trade. It fell through. You waive him, and it's not on your books anymore. The Wiggins contract right there, $26 million, is really the biggest thing. That is still a nice tradable asset unless you want to piece together Gary Payton, Kevon Looney, maybe Moody, definitely not Kuminga. I know people say trade Draymond. They're not going to trade Draymond. But Wiggins, GP2, Looney, especially GP2 and Looney because they're on expiring contracts. So they would be potentially traded. Lindy Waters, yes, we just brought him in to be a sharpshooter, but maybe. Melton's on a 1-year contract. Maybe he's a casualty at the trade deadline, but probably not going to trade Anderson or Buddy Hield. So the team right here you see, reserves and starting 5, that is where it's at. I personally think Kuminga's at the forward, Trace Jackson Davis is your center, and Draymond is your forward, other forward. I got that off of ESPN because it's a good showing. So making sure. So first apron, we can't pass the $178 million. The NBA announced June 30th that the salary cap has been set at 140 for the 2024. The tax level is 170. So this means we're already at $38 million over the salary cap. Everybody goes over. Everybody goes over basically. Unless you're a team not competing and you're trying to stay under the cap and acquire young draft assets, things like that, young players, you're probably not over. But if you're competing, you're over. The question is, are you just below the first apron, or are you above the first apron, or are you above the second apron? That gives you financial penalties in terms of taxes you have to pay at the end of the year to the NBA. The Warriors were hard capped due to participating in a sign and trade and for utilizing a non-tax mid-level exception. This happened during the sign and trade deal that brought Buddy Hield to Golden State, and they used the mid-level exception for D'Anthony Melton. So basically, Melton's $12 million. Buddy Hield is getting, I want to say it was $12, $13 million as well. Kyle Anderson is, I want to say it's like $9, $10 million if I remember correctly. So basically, we offered Clay around. We offered Clay 2 years, $48 million, $24 million per year. He turned that down during the 2023-2024 season, became a free agent. He asked for $20 million from us, and we'd said no. So basically, we're getting 2 players for the price of 1 for Klay Thompson. And then Chris Paul's $3 million. If we kept it, again, you're getting more players for bang for your buck, basically. The Clippers are hard capped just to talk about other teams because they use their non-mid-level exception. Knicks receive the penalty for how much they spent. So Golden State has $533,000 left in first apron space. The Clippers have $5.9 million, while the Knicks have $15 million in second apron space. So we go back here again. Projected salary, if it stays all right here, $177 million. First apron, $178. So $533,000 is how. We can't spend that. The veterans minimum is $2 million. So, second round, by getting our picks. So Quinton Post, we can go ahead and sign him because it's our draft pick. But the veteran minimum, this is where I'm a bit confused. I'm trying my best. Like, I don't think we can use it. I mean, I guess we can use it. They signed one player, the veteran minimum, because you can put that in. It doesn't count towards that. Or we can't use it anymore. Like, I'm still unsure. I'm trying to do my research because we're going to be over that apron then. But again, if we wanted to just sign someone outright, like, hey, you deserve $10 million, we can't do that. So that's where we're going to show you this right here. So here's all the available players. Gordon Hayward made $30 million last year. Now, if we wanted to sign him in as a backup wing, and you want to take the vet minimum, I think we can do that because we still have that on the sheet. But if we wanted to sign him like he deserves $10 million, no. Kyle Lowry, is he going to take the veteran minimum to come to the Warriors? I don't think so. Evan Fournier, Garen Trent Jr., Marco Fultz, $60 million. I saw people said that. I've seen some people say Doug McDermott. So all these players, the Warriors cannot get right now. One more time. Cannot get because we don't have the salary to pay them. Even if it's $3 million, no, because we only have that $500,000 space between where we're at now and the first apron because we're hard cap. So if like Steph Curry, I would love to come to the Warriors. Him and Steph playing together would be amazing. Would he take a vet minimum? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. JaVale McGee, at this point in his career, could he? No, I talked about yesterday. Centers we could get. JaVale McGee, Tristan Thompson. Maybe they take a vet minimum, have a chance to be on a playoff team, run for a championship. I'm not debating right now if the Warriors are a playoff team or championship, but just think about it like that. If other teams are in the same scenario where they don't have money to spend, vets will be willing to take a little bit less. They've earned probably quite a bit of money at this point. If they're a veteran minimum type of player, they've been in the league 10, 15 years, and they're looking to get a chance to be on a team that's competing. So these are all the players. Again, we couldn't even get Anthony Gill last year, who was making $1.9 million, unless he takes the vet minimum. Lonnie Walker, another shooter. Dennis Smith Jr., another kind of shooter, slasher. Cameron Payne. So you're seeing here kind of what we're up against. If I go back here, This is going to basically be your team. Unless a trade for Lowry Markkanen happens, expect this to be your team. Now the question is, and put this in the comments, is that a finals team? Is that a playoff team? Is that a play-in team? Or is that a team that doesn't even make the playoffs? And hopefully this gives you some insight in terms, again, the financial side. We try to talk about the players. We're talking about rumors. We give you updates on the stats, but also the financial side, the front office. What are Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Steve Kerr working with to try to get the best team in here for our Warriors? Comment your thoughts. Let me know. And then keep sharing all the positive vibes. Or if you think something negative, I comment and try to respond the most that I can because I love it. And I hope you love being here too because I love having you. Bye, y'all.